No, bro. I just gave them. I just called them yesterday, bro. I'm working on a little payment plan, bro.
They called them up, man. You gotta pay, bro. But I can't, I can't do nothing for that, man. You got to call them up. You gonna get your hat? You gonna get your hat?
Bro, it ain't nothing we can do, bro. Just drop my shit,
you gotta call them up, man. That's all you can do, man. We gotta go. We gotta take it with us, man.
Whatever, dog. That's bullshit. You know it is, Carl. Come on, bro. Yo, bro.
It's hitting me now. I got my car repoed on Friday. So this weekend, that happened. So I got my car repoed on Friday. It is now Monday. And I'm grabbing my stuff from my car, and I'm trying to hold it together. And kept telling myself, if it's not okay, it's not the end. Woo. But
Oh, and she taking the steering wheel.
till we see each other again. If this is the last time I see you, you were so good to me. Well, next time, my love. All right, it's hitting me now. I got.
Yeah, if she's taking that steering wheel off, it's a wrap. She knows she ain't getting that car back. That's why she getting all her stuff out of there. I initially thought that she was picking her car up. I thought it got repoed, and I thought she didn't pay what she needed to pay, and she was there to actually pick it up. But it looks like that's not the case, and that she's gonna have to figure something else out. Why did you have a car that you just literally couldn't afford? I get it's got the peanut butter seats and it looks good, but you just haven't crossed this tier yet. You're still ineligible. You still got some work to do. If you want this car so bad, let that be your North Star. Let that be your guidance star that gets you to do whatever it takes and that gets you to put in the work. But if you can't afford it, you just can't afford it. Because now you're ending up with things like this, and you're still going to be responsible for what you owe on that car. But you don't have the car. It's really silly, y'all. Get what you can afford. And really, in my opinion, even if you can't afford it, what are we focused on? Are we focused on freedom? Financial freedom at that? Or are we just focused on aesthetics and perception? Y'all, before we get into the next clip, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype.
Why did Mercedes send me an estimate telling me that it's time for brakes, and for my front brakes was going to be $6,800?
Whoa.
Baby, I told them people I will stop this car with my thumbs. And the brakes for $6,800, them brakes need to stop crying. They need to put a stop to crying. Because what kind of brakes? Needless to say, I got my brakes done on Friday. Guess how much they were? $275. And I looked up online to see how much brakes for my AMG are. And for the front axle, it was literally like between $150 and $300. So y'all, if you have a luxury car or just a car period and you are a lady, do not feel bad about getting second, third, fourth, fifth opinions about what your car may need, or because these dealerships, they will try to bust your head down to the white meat. And my car is riding smooth. Okay, 275. If you're in Houston and you need somewhere to go, I got you.
Yeah, for now it's running good. We've seen this before. You're going to take a luxury car to Jiffy Lube. You're going to take your luxury car to a brake place up the street, and they're going to do a job, and you think to yourself, nothing's going to happen. It's running smooth now. This is a classic case of I bought a car that's super expensive, but I can't afford the maintenance. This is what I'm talking about. If you would have done your research, you would have known this is not the way. Because here's the thing, it's going to cost her more money at the end of this than it will anything else. Long term, right? She believes right now she's living good. $275. Guess what? They were trying to charge me $6K. And then they brought it down. And then this guy up the street said, I can do it for $275. I'm pretty sure he made you sign all types of waivers. Hey, don't come back to me when this breaks. Don't come back to me. And why would you feel safe driving a car that you know you just had somebody up the street doing? I don't know. Maybe finding somebody to do a brake job on for $50 each will. Hey, maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe that is the thing. I don't know. But I don't know. Just using common sense would say to me, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea, and it's going to cost you more in the long run than it is short term.
Yeah, I don't think he is using common sense in this situation. No, it is a great idea to get a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth opinion. When you're dealing with things where somebody else can financially benefit off your off your lack of knowledge about a certain subject matter. That's why you get the other opinions, because then what you might find is that, you know, ultimately the dealer is always going to charge a super premium. They charge a super premium because they're relying just on the reputation that, kind of like what he's saying, that we're going to get the job done right. No, you can find other licensed mechanics who, they're professionals. If they don't do things the correct way, then their license can be at risk. You can find other ones that will charge much less than what the dealer is doing, because that's just business. That's the competition aspect of business, right? The dealer charges super high rates. So obviously their competition aren't going to charge what they charge if they want to get any business. And especially, like she said, the parts really aren't that much. So that already tells you that what the dealer wasn't charging you was for parts and actually the logistics of fixing your car. They were charging you all that for their labor. So now really the only dilemma that you have to solve for is, I guess you could say, cheaper labor, but the dealers aren't the only place in the world with licensed mechanics. And they probably don't even have the best ones. Don't you know a dealer can get a run of the mill mechanic too and put them there? What are they? I don't see dealers leaning on, oh, we only have mechanics that's been doing cars for 30 years. That's all we hire. No. They just have regular mechanics just like anywhere else. They're just relying on their brand, their name, in order to charge a premium, right? It's just like all these clothing companies. They're getting their clothes made in China, was what we find out. But yet, just off their name recognition, they're able to charge a premium. So actually, she did the right thing. Now, I don't recommend she go to Jiffy Lube, but you can still find licensed mechanics, get some other opinions. And this really extends to anything you do. It could extend to if you got to get your AC, HVAC fixed. It can extend to if you need to get, um, your house exterminated, whatever. You should always, my rule of thumb, I always get at least 5 opinions, at least 5 quotes. Even if you're working on your house, what, you're just gonna go to the biggest company that does renovations, or are you gonna get multiple different quotes and estimates, and then you're gonna pick from there, and you're gonna base it off of the cost as well as the credentials. So I don't think she was wrong, but I don't necessarily know if she went about it the right way, right? Maybe she did just get somebody that she met at the gym who said, "Oh, I could do your brakes for you." I wouldn't recommend that, but I definitely think it wouldn't be hard to find somebody that can do some brakes for less than $7,000, especially if it's not even the rotors. Again, y'all, if you could like the video, helps more than you know.
Part 3 of my G-Wagon getting repoed. Alright, y'all, so I read your comments, and I do feel
Her
like,
G-Wagon.
I should have, reevaluated of getting that kind of car, knowing I couldn't afford it. I just feel like I was moving too fast. Like, when I honestly got the car, I really wasn't thinking long term. I was just thinking about oh, okay, I'm getting the G-Wagon, and yeah, I'm a G-Wagon girl, just to turn around to not have a G-Wagon anymore. Y'all know how embarrassed I am, didn't even have the car that long and the car get taken. All I'm gonna just say is, like, my advice to the girls that's like car shopping, like, shop within your budget. Like, don't try to live above your means. Like, it's okay to be regular. So now I'm back driving my little Honda.
It's okay to be regular.
Like, it just really wasn't my time. Yo, it's like when I really went and got that car, like, I really went full blast. I really went and got a 2025 AMG 63. It was literally like the big boy, fully loaded, everything, TVs in the back. Like, when you open up my trunk, I had like the wooded, y'all know how y'all got cloth in your trunk? I had wooded trunks, and like, it was just like I had everything that I wanted in that truck. Just to turn around and end up back in one of these. Like,
Oh my gosh. So lost.
this could not be my life right now.
She's so lost.
Oh, look. A G-Wagon. I won't be driving a Honda after all. Part 3.
Y'all picking up what she's putting down? Because I sure am. Notice what she said. Basically, now all of a sudden, oh, now I got to ride in this Honda. And then she said, I'm a G-Wagon girl. And basically, the entire time, she's leaning on material things to basically pad her identity. So, material things are going to be able to make or break who she truly is and what she's truly about. And that's a key indicator of somebody who lacks substance. She has no substance. She's an empty vessel. There's nothing inside, and all she cares about is the external and what that's going to indicate. Listen, ma'am, for lack of better words, you can have all the external things in the world. That doesn't make you ish if you're dumb as rocks. Because I would argue people are looking at material objects, material status symbols, and that's supposed to give an indication of your value. And that's just simply not true. What do you have inside? What are you pouring into yourself every day? You know, how are you taking care of your body? How are you taking care of your mind? How are you nourishing your spirit? That's what I want to know. Or is it just come down to this car so that you can go around and show it off and basically get opinions from other people? Hey, that's no way for me to live. I'm not living like that. Listen, I can have a nice material thing and it'll still mean nothing to me. It won't mean that much. What'll mean a lot to me is being able to go to the coffee shop and go read a book, go read a few pages of a book. That's what means a lot to me. And especially if I'm able to extract a lesson or a key out of that book, that then is going to change my entire paradigm, which will ultimately then translate into changing my life. And then maybe even being something that I can share. So I think she'd be wise to find that out sooner than later. We're all on our own journey and we all come to things at our own time. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be so caught up in that and feeling like material things own me and make me or break me.
You want me to go buy a car that you had repossessed from the auction and sell it back to you?
Yeah, so hello.
Hey, Melissa, how are you? This is Yusuf, the car dealer from social media.
Oh, hey, Yusuf. I'm glad you called. I know you go to the auctions, and I was going to book a call with you, but I didn't want to pay the $49 if I really couldn't get, what I needed to get.
Okay.
I had a...
Already starting a relationship all wrong. Basically, yeah, I didn't want to pay your fee in order to take your time or whatever. I want to make sure you can do something for me in proportion, and more so in proportion to me getting more out of the situation than you actually taking any benefit from the situation. Even though in this situation, I have zero leverage or zero to actually bring to the table in proportion to what you actually do. Just lost.
2018 Mercedes E400, and it got repoed back in November. And
from your videos, like I remember that you go to the auctions and buy repo cars, and I wanted to know if you could possibly assist me with getting it back.
Wow. Okay, so I'm sure you fell behind, but I mean, any particular reason? Did you have a job issues? What happened?
Yeah, so I lost my job. So I fell behind on some payments for 7 months. And now I'm getting back to a good spot. I was living in Miami, which obviously like expensive. But I just moved back to Atlanta with my mom, so I'm kind of getting more financially stable right now.
Okay. Wait a minute. So you said you fell back on some payments. 7 months is not some payments. Do you have a job right now?
I do not currently have a job right now. But
So how do you have the money to pay for this car if I sell it back to you?
So I just recently got a check from the insurance company for an accident I was involved in about 3 months ago, I think it was. So I want to use that money to get my car back.
How much?
And then, I can get a job and work on my payments and stuff. I'm applying, for jobs and stuff now.
I'm not laughing at you, but wait a minute. I'm not gonna lie, this sounds a little bit absurd.
She talking about I just got a check. Okay, well just give me the whole check and just pay for the whole car. How about that?
You got your car repossessed back in November. You want me to buy it back. You don't have a job. You're using the money that you got from an insurance payout to get the car back so you can get mobile and get a job, correct?
Correct.
You don't think that's a little bit backwards?
No, I'm just trying to think ahead. I said I'm actively applying to jobs, but I know I need a car to get from point A to point B, so why not start by trying to get my car back?
Chris, how much were you paying a month for the Mercedes?
I was paying about $1,300 a month.
Hell no.
$1,300 a month. That is insane. Okay, $1,300 a month. Do you remember like the specifics of the loan? What was your interest like and all that?
Yeah, my interest was like 22%.
Oh, hell.
I was also hoping if I get it back, I could possibly refinance it or something and get the interest to go down.
What's your credit? What's your credit score right now?
It was a 560, but since I'm working on building up, it's like a 590 right now.
How much money do you have down?
0, but.
Oh my gosh. You just said you got a payout.
The $1,300 down that I have for my monthly payment.
You don't think you should take that insurance payout, buy a cheap cash car, get your money up, find a job, take advantage of living at home with your mom, and then come back to me and like Yusuf, you know what? I'm in a better position. You actually have a job, you have better credit, and then we can get you into a different car with a lot cheaper payment?
No, not.
Nah, that's too much work. That's too much work. I don't want to do all that. I just want what I want, and I'll be willing to put any type of self-inflicted wounds on myself in order to just get it. She was paying $1,300. She was paying a rent payment on a car, which I guarantee none of that was going towards the principal. She might have been putting $200 out of that $1,300 to principal, and all of that was made up money, getting paid in interest, because she has a 22% interest rate, which the average credit card interest rate in the U.S. is about 25%. Credit cards aren't typically as expensive as a car, let alone a Mercedes. So she's basically got herself worse than a student loan. That's crazy.
I kind of really, like I said, I value the cars that I drive, and I really like that car. So my goal is to get that car back. And then, like I said, I'll have my car, work on my job. I'm going to get a job, and then go from there.
I think your priorities are all wrong. The reason why I called you is because you were very adamant in messaging me multiple times.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I decided to call you.
I appreciate it, like your advice and everything, but I was really only looking to get your help and find my car back. Like, that's really what I want. So.
Who are you talking to?
I got you. But you don't think you're gonna put yourself in a bad position? I'm just reminding you that if I buy it back, there's no chance you'll get approved for it. And even if you were approved for it, you're gonna be still at a high interest loan, paying over $1,000 a month for a car you don't have a job for that had a recent repossession.
No, I can have a job by the time we go through this whole process. Like I said, I'm actively applying.
But you haven't had a job for the last year, correct? That's why you moved from Miami to Atlanta?
Yeah, the job market is hard, but in Atlanta, there are more opportunities. Hence why I moved.
I got you.
Hence why
I don't feel like you're really trying to hear what I'm saying, right?
Right.
Not really, because
Wow.
I just wanted your help with that one thing, but
I
it seems
got
like
you.
you're really not trying to help.
And that's the problem, man. They'll be wanting your help and be talking to you crazy. Ain't that something? Where they do that at? Where you could, it's not you want his help, you need his help. What you talking about? But be talking to you like you ain't nothing. But yet you got all your finances together to the point to where you got your own business where people come to you needing your help. But they don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And be talking to you crazy. Man, this dude is very professional. Keep in mind, he's in his professional setting at this current moment. So, I mean, he probably wouldn't let you just talk to him like this in regular circumstances. He'd probably be like, all right, have a nice day. But he's being recorded. He's in his professional setting. But I'm not. So I can go ahead and like go off because like what do you think this is? And then you wonder why you're in these situations. One, how you treat people you need help from. And two, you're just bat-ish crazy with the decisions and self-inflicted wounds that you put on yourself. This doesn't make any sense. And she doesn't want to hear what he has to say, but she needs everybody help. She got to go stay with her mama. She decided to move to Miami for some reason and get this car, this Mercedes. Which you driving this Mercedes in Miami, you might as well be driving a Honda Civic. So you might as well have had the Mercedes somewhere where you were actually going to get some points for having a Mercedes. Don't nobody care about no Mercedes in Miami. You can't make this ish up. So now she's got horrible credit. And now she's jobless. She done got a payout. She's about to blow through the whole payout. That should be your rebuilding fund. That should be okay. Wow. See, look, you're getting blessed and you're just blowing your blessings. And then you wonder why you can't go to the next level. Because you have things and you're not even using it and maximizing it. You have the talents and you're trying to blow the talents. You're worse than the dude that tried to bury the talents and hoard it. You're just losing it. And then you wonder why you can't given anything else. You're not even making the most out of what you have. What's your plan? All I'm hearing is, I'm gonna get a job. I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. What is the plan? She doesn't have a plan. She just out here winging it. And winging it in the worst way.
I just want to let you know this is just a follow up. Just about roughly 8 minutes ago, the Lord did something for us on the 7th of June. He blessed us with a brand new car. Okay, like you said, you will have better, and that's exactly what God did for us. Don't put your trust in no man. Only put your trust in God. Not only did He bless us with a newer car, He blessed us with a brand new car that has never been driven. Do you hear me? A 2025.
Oh
I
Lord.
just had to come on here. Let me just insert a video so you can see how they. Not only did I have to go to the dealership, he said, "No, let me bring the car to your front door."
Oh Lord.
And he filled the tank up. Okay, let me just show y'all real quick.
All your upgrades on it. It's got your heated seats. It's got your visual comfort.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like I told y'all, I ain't never worried, sweetheart. Okay, baby, it still got the plastic on it. Do you hear the echo? Brand new car smell. They hooked me up with everything. Don't trust no man. You trust God and you put Him first. Trust and believe. He gonna always come. I just want to show y'all this. See this right here? Yeah, let me take the rest of the plastic off the car. But y'all be blessed, okay? And like I told you, don't ever pray on somebody else's downfall, because you don't know what's gonna happen and what's going on behind closed doors. Y'all be blessed, okay?
Not her trying to stun on people with her little Hyundai. Listen, man. We're gonna close it with this. First comes the pride, then comes the fall. Why did you have to come online and do all this? Who are see again? They do all these things, they make all these decisions for other people. It has nothing to do with themselves or how they feel internally. They're doing all this to basically put it in your face and show it in your face, and they're making horrible financial decisions. Ma'am, you don't own that car. You financed that car most likely. almost guaranteed you finance that car. So what she keeps calling a blessing from the Most High, I think what's probably going to end up happening is probably going to end up being a curse ultimately, when she has to keep on paying on this thing in proportion to what she actually brings in. And see, that's what we don't see. So that's why they have to come on here and they have to throw it in your face, because they got to make something out of the situation, because they're trying to maximize on this horrible financial decision. But again, I hope it doesn't become a curse, but in most cases, what we find is it does. And so, just be conscientious about that. I hope it's worth it. But if it's not, then you came on here prideful, braggadocious. Don't come back on here begging. That's all I got to say about that. Y'all, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button, then it shows the points. And it was designed for smaller content creators. So since I am one, we actually get more points per hype. So your hypes go farther when you support smaller content creators. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.